let's talk about how to create the need while using the flip chart. Let's talk about how to create emotion while using the flip chart. And let's talk about some tips and tricks that we've learned over the years when doing the flip chart that help you. Okay, first and foremost, when you're using this flip chart, you want to be making eye contact with Mrs. Jones. Okay, obviously you're going to look down at the flip chart, but that doesn't mean you're just sitting there reading it the whole entire time. No, you're looking down at the flip chart, you're looking back up at Miss Jones. Okay, utilize that eye contact. Utilize your body language. Be sitting up on the edge of your chair. Don't be sitting back. Utilize your voice inflection. Okay, you don't want to be monotone. And lastly, guys, utilize a good pause. Just like I just did. Okay, when driving home a point, it's okay to hit your point and pause. Okay, now while you're actually doing the flip chart and going through the information, a great way to create the need is by using simple words like today or immediate. Or, so for instance, Mrs. Jones, when you're able to qualify, what that means is you have an immediate death benefit. Okay? How to create emotion during that flip chart is kind of similar to how we create emotion when using the Final Wishes guide. So at some point during this flip chart, when you're going over everything, if Mrs. Betty starts speaking about, oh yeah, that happened when my sister passed, guys, set the flip chart down, speak to her with empathy, and ask more questions. Talk about that person that was close to her that passed away. Okay, so use good body language, use good eye contact, use inflation of your voice. If they start speaking about death, talk about it. Okay, and use words and phrases that create a sense of urgency. When you finish pages and finish statements on the flip chart, you don't just finish the statement and move on. You finish the statement and say things like, wouldn't you agree, Mrs. Jones? Or, doesn't that make a lot of sense, Betty? Right? Create that sense of urgency. And then the last thing I'll tell you about your flip chart, guys, study it, study it, study it. Know it like the back of your hand, because when you know it like the back of your hand, you're going to make it your own. So the idea behind that is to memorize the flip chart, because once you memorize that flip chart, you'll start to naturalize it. And then once you start to naturalize it, you'll personalize it to you. So the flip chart keeps you inside the guidelines, but we want it to be you explaining it the way you would.